Good morning, Bailey, and thank you for tuning in to WBAM's Friday Sports Frenzy. I'm Anthony,
And I'm Olivia.
and we'll be your host for today's episode.
Today is Friday, September 28th, and today is an A-Day.
At this time, we ask that you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please pause for a moment of silence.
You may be seated.
For lunch today, the cafeteria will be serving nachos with queso and beef, Fiesta black beans and sweet kernel corn, or,
Barbecue chicken sandwiches, Caesar salads, and a variety of salads and fruits.
well, welcome to Friday Sports Frenzy.
Most Fridays, we will take over the morning show to do a complete sports recap of the week.
Highlights and storylines of each and every sport that happened that week.
Before we get started, though, we have a few announcements we have to get out of the way.
First, the PTSA's Reflections Writing Contest has officially begun.
This year's theme is The Heroes Around Me. This should be discussed through the arts like
Dance, choreography, film, literature, photography, and other visual arts.
information and entry forms can be found on the drama bulletin board located in the elective hallway.
All entries must be turned in to Ms. Klingman by October 31st.
And finally, the new WBAM cast lists have been posted outside of the TV studio.
Mr. Waz would like to thank all those students who tried out and congratulate those who made the 2018 cast.
Alright, Olivia, what'd you say we start this off? Let's roll it back to Monday.
Let's do it.
Hurricane Florence may have delayed us by a week, but the Bronco volleyball team was ready to start the year off right.
In her first season behind the bench, Miss Valentine was able to bring home a championship banner. Would year two see the same results?
Let's head over to the court to find out. On Monday, the Lady Broncos traveled to Highland Creek to take on our color rivals, the Ridge Road Ravens.
The Ravens took home the silver last season and were looking to prove they could hang with the mighty ladies of Bailey.
At the outset of the match, they proved just that as they forced the Broncos into a very sluggish first set before coming alive to finish it 25-19.
But it would be the Ravens who came soaring back, leading Valentine's girls for most of the second set.
In the end, 7th grader Ella Whittington led the charge, and the Lady Broncos were able to finish strong to take the 27-25 win in set 2.
After giving all they had in the second set, only to just fall short, the Lady Ravens just didn't have anything left in the tank for the remainder of the best of 5 series, as the Lady Broncos were able to dominate what would be the third and final set of the match, 25-16. After Monday's matchup with the Ravens,
The Lady Broncos would stand with a 1-0 record before heading down 115 to take on the Ranson Raiders.
if our Broncos are the gold standard for the conference this season, the Lady Raiders of Ranson proved they have a long way to go to be competitive.
In an almost embarrassingly dominant effort, the Lady Broncos destroyed the home team Raiders 25-3 in set number 1, 25-6 in set 2, and 25-3 in the third and final set.
The Lady Bronco offense was led by power hitters Michaela Benfield and Olivia McElroy.
Suffocating team defense, timely passing, and great communication are clearly on the hallmarks of their game plan, as these ladies just plain make it look easy.
The Bronco volleyball team will have their first home match on Monday as they look to continue their winning ways when they host the visiting Coolwood Catamounts.
Tip-off will be at 5 p.m. in the Bailey Gym, Nazy.
The Lady Broncos softball team's season began with some changes this year when longtime bench boss, Mrs. Meredith, returned to reins over Mr. Baez.
Baez was already head coach of the Bailey baseball team and brought home gold in his first season at the helm. The real question is, would he be able to do the same for his first year behind the bench for the softball team? Let's head over to the Diamond to find out.
The tensions were high as Bailey traveled to Highland Creek to take on our color rivals, the Ridge Road Ravens, on Monday afternoon.
It's no secret, there is no love lost between the two schools as they are in constant competition.
This game would do nothing to repair the relationship, as your Lady Broncos smoked the home team Ravens 18-1.
Sienna Melly got the nod for the Lady Broncos, making short work of the Raven batters.
The Broncos' bats, however, wouldn't be silenced as 3/4 of the team was perfect on the plate, but it was Simone Mack, Cameron Blank, and Marin Dennis who led the way offensively.
By the time Mathia Broadland came in close out of the game, there was nothing left of the home team.
Heading into last night's game with a 1-0 record, the Lady Broncos softball team was riding high.
Coach Baez had the ladies ready to go, and they didn't need much encouragement, as they traveled down 115 to take on the home team Ranson Raiders.
In what many would consider habit now, the Lady Broncos destroyed the competition, leaving no doubt in the 19-3 win. Once again, strong pitching, small ball offense, and base running opened up a quick but substantial lead.
Everyone on the team was able to contribute by getting on base, but it was Kaki Hudson who stole the show, going a perfect 4 for 4 behind the plate, including 2 triples and 4 RBIs.
As usual, flamethrowers Simone Mack and Mathia Broadland led the way on the mound for the Broncos, coming up with 10 strikeouts between them.
The Lady Broncos' next game will be home on Monday, October 1st, when they host the visiting Coolwood Catamounts.
First pitch will be at 5 p.m.
They sure are dominant, aren't they?
I'm starting to see that, Anthony. Well, speaking of dominant,
No team in the history of Bailey Middle School, and maybe even CMS Sports, has been more dominant than the Bailey golf team.
since Bailey opened in 2006, the Bronco Link Legends have never even lost a game.
Let alone a conference championship. And with new head coach Mr. Paul taking the lead, it doesn't look like they will be anytime soon.
The Bronco golf team had their first match this past Tuesday against longtime rival, the James Martin Cougars, at Highland Creek Golf Course.
The Broncos won in convincing fashion and really showed great sportsmanship throughout the competition.
All golfers showed their skill from the practice they have put in over the summer and a few days of practice as they threw darts at the flag and dropped putts on the green. Leading the way in first place was Corey Thomas, followed closely by Tyler Cox, Keller Cameron, and Andy Burke.
The next match will take place next week in a to-be-determined location and competitor. But if you hadn't lost in over 12 years, you'd have a hard time finding someone to play to.
Make sure you give a shout out to the golfers when you see them around campus.
It was a pretty hectic week, but with all the wins adding up and the spring sports season coming to a close, I'm smelling some more championship banners in the air.
Wrapping it up, let's send it over to Mr. Thomas. Oops.
Well, that wraps up another edition of Friday Sports Frenzy.
Tune in next Friday for more news and highlights in the world of Bronco athletics.
Signing off for WBAM's Friday Sports Frenzy.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Anthony. See you next week, Broncos.